The throne room of the Valori Empire was silent. Thousands of glowing crystals in the ceiling filled the chamber with cold blue light. Alien nobles stood on both sides of the room, their tall bodies wrapped in ceremonial armor and robes. At the center of the hall, a single human knelt on the dark obsidian floor. But he was not kneeling by choice. 2 Valori guards had struck him behind the legs to force him down. His hands were bound, his armor damaged, and his helmet scratched by laser fire. Even so, he refused to bow his head. Instead, the human held himself upright with stubborn strength. High Counselor Thresh clicked his mandibles in anger. "Disrespectful creature," he hissed. "This is the human captured near the border corridor." Commander Cylon stepped forward and bowed toward the throne. "Yes, Radiance. We intercepted his damaged vessel near the Kaith debris field. He destroyed 3 interceptors before we disabled his ship." A ripple of surprise moved through the court. 1 human defeating 3 Valori fighters was unusual. Queen Salieth sat silently on the throne. Her silver eyes watched the prisoner carefully. She was not impressed by the damage to his armor. She was studying something deeper. Slowly, she stood. The entire court froze. For 3,000 years, no Valori monarch had left the throne during a prisoner presentation. But Salieth stepped down the 7 stairs of the dais. Her living crown of silver tendrils shimmered with faint light as she approached the human. She circled him slowly. "He fights well," she said calmly. "But his armor is cheap. His ship carried almost no weapons." She stopped in front of him. "You are no soldier of importance. No diplomat. No spy." Her eyes narrowed. "So tell me, human, what are you?" The human's helmet speaker crackled. His voice was rough, tired, but steady. "I'm a salvage pilot." Murmurs spread across the court. Queen Salieth tilted her head. "Explain." The human answered simply. "I recover debris from battlefields. I was collecting remains from the Kaith massacre when your ships captured me." The room grew colder. The Kaith massacre. 18 months earlier, Valori forces had destroyed an entire human colony fleet. More than 12,000 people died. The Valori Empire did not speak about that battle. It had been too easy. Too dishonorable. Counselor Thresh's voice sharpened. "You scavenged the bodies of your own dead." The human turned his helmet slightly. "Yes. Someone has to bring them home." The room went silent again. Queen Salieth stared at him for a long moment. Then she gave an unexpected order. "Remove his helmet." The guards hesitated. Among the Valori, revealing a prisoner's face meant something serious. It meant the ruler personally accepted responsibility for that prisoner's fate. Counselor Thresh spoke carefully. "Radiance, such an action makes him your charge." Salieth's voice hardened. "I know our laws. Remove it." The guards obeyed. The helmet came off. The court expected a weak creature. Instead they saw a man hardened by survival. His face carried a deep scar from temple to jaw. His skin showed signs of radiation exposure. His eyes were dark blue and filled with something heavy. Not fear. Not anger. Grief. Queen Salieth felt her breath pause. "What is your name?" she asked quietly. "Marcus Cole." "And what did you lose at Kaith?" The question hung in the air. Marcus answered without hesitation. "My wife. My daughter." The nobles shifted uneasily. Marcus continued. "I was hauling cargo 3 days away when the attack happened." His voice stayed steady. "I've spent 18 months collecting what's left. Dog tags. Personal items. Data chips. So their families can bury something." He paused. No one else volunteered. The Queen turned toward her court. "Leave us." Shock spread across the chamber. Counselor Thresh protested. "Radiance, being alone with a human." "He is not a soldier," she interrupted. "He is a man collecting his dead." Her silver eyes flashed. "And I am your queen. Leave." Reluctantly, the nobles exited. The giant doors sealed shut. Only Marcus and Queen Salieth remained. After a moment, She spoke again. You may stand. Marcus rose slowly. Are you going to kill me? He asked. Salieth studied him. I have not decided. Marcus nodded. Fair enough. The Queen tilted her head slightly. You carry enough grief to drown in. Yet you spend your life honoring the dead. Why? Marcus was silent. Finally he answered quietly. Because I couldn't save them. So this is the only thing I can do. Salieth walked closer. You do not hate us. Marcus met her gaze. I hate what happened. But hatred won't bring my family back. The Queen looked away briefly. Then she whispered something unexpected. I did not order the Caith massacre. Marcus frowned. My brother did. Her voice was soft. I executed him 3 days later. Marcus stared. I inherited his throne. And his war. Silence filled the room. Finally Salieth said. You will remain here. Not as a prisoner. As my guest. Marcus blinked. And if I refuse? Then I will execute you. She leaned forward slightly. But I believe you will accept. Marcus thought about it. Then he nodded slowly. All right. Guess I'm staying. Before he left, the Queen asked one final question. What were their names? Marcus looked surprised. Elena. Lily. She was 7. Salieth closed her eyes. I will remember them. And for the first time in 2 years, the Queen of the Valori Empire felt something other than emptiness. 3 weeks passed. Marcus Cole lived inside the Valori Palace. His room was larger than any home he had ever owned. The food was strange. The guards watched him constantly. But he was alive. Every morning Marcus worked in the palace archives. Queen Salieth had given him access to recovered human belongings from the Caith battlefield. Dog tags. Data cores. Broken personal devices. Marcus slowly identified victims. One name at a time. One family notified at a time. One small piece of closure. But many Valori nobles hated his presence. Especially High Counselor Thresh. Thresh believed humans were weak vermin. And the Queen's mercy toward Marcus made her look weak. 6 weeks after Marcus arrived, the assassination attempt happened. Marcus woke to the sound of his door opening. That was wrong. The guards always knocked. He rolled out of bed just as an energy blade sliced through his pillow. 3 attackers rushed inside. Professional killers. Marcus had no weapon. But he had survived 40 years in dangerous space. He grabbed a chair. The fight was brutal. One attacker fell with a crushed throat. Marcus stole another attacker's blade and used it. The third assassin tried to escape. Marcus stopped him. When the palace guards finally arrived, they found Marcus standing in the room surrounded by bodies. Queen Salieth arrived soon after. Her crown tendrils glowed with rage. She examined Marcus's injuries herself. This was not random, she said quietly. Marcus nodded. Thresh. Yes. But we cannot prove it. Marcus wiped blood from his face. Then we wait. The Queen studied him. You protect me even now. Why? Marcus shrugged. Because you're trying to fix things. That matters. Salieth looked away. Later that night she confessed something no one else knew. She had executed her own brother to stop his genocidal plans. And she had carried that guilt alone ever since. Marcus listened quietly. Finally he said, You're not a monster. You're someone trying to stop monsters. For the first time. The Queen cried. But the real crisis came soon after. A radical Valori faction loyal to Thresh launched a secret attack. 3 warships headed toward human colonies. Their goal was simple. Genocide. Inside the council chamber chaos erupted. Marcus shouted. Call them back. They've disabled communications, Thresh replied calmly. This is justice. Salieth stood from her throne. You admit treason. I admit loyalty to the Empire. Thresh ordered guards to seize Marcus. They forced him to his knees. Execute the human, Thresh demanded. Prove you are not weak. The room waited. Marcus looked up at the Queen. Don't do it, he whispered. If you kill me to please them, they win. Salieth stared at him. Then she did something that shocked the entire court. She walked down from the throne and held out her hand. Rise. Marcus took it. She turned to the council. You believe mercy is weakness. You are wrong. Loyal guards flooded the chamber. Thresh was arrested. The traitors were captured. Salieth had already secretly dispatched interceptors. 2 attack ships were stopped. 1 managed to strike a colony. 47 humans died. It was still too many. But it was not the massacre Thresh wanted. After the crisis, Marcus helped coordinate rescue operations between humans and Valori. Something unexpected happened. Both sides trusted him. He had no political ambition. No hidden agenda. Just stubborn honesty. Months later, human leaders proposed peace negotiations. And they asked for one specific ambassador. Marcus Cole. The human who had stood beside the alien queen. The human who had fought assassins. The human who mourned the dead of both species. Queen Salieth brought him the news personally. They want you to stay. Marcus looked at the stars outside the palace window. I was planning to leave after I finished the recovery mission. Salieth spoke softly. And after that? Marcus hesitated. I never thought that far. The Queen reached for his hand. I have. She admitted something difficult. She had developed feelings for him. Not as a ruler, but as a woman who finally felt understood. Marcus thought about Elena. About Lily. About 18 months spent living among ghosts. Then he squeezed Salieth's hand. Maybe it's time I started living again. 3 months later, a historic ceremony took place. Humans and Valori gathered in the throne hall. Queen Salieth and Marcus Cole announced a new political bond. Not marriage exactly, but something close. A partnership. A symbol that enemies could become allies. Marcus addressed the crowd. I came here expecting to die. Instead I found a reason to live. Salieth spoke next. My brother believed power required cruelty. He was wrong. True strength is choosing compassion. She raised Marcus's hand. This human arrived as a prisoner. But he reminded me what honor truly means. The hall was silent. 2 species watched history change. Later that night, Marcus and Salieth stood together beneath the palace balcony stars. Do you regret it? Marcus asked. Not for a moment, she replied. He smiled slightly. You know, I thought you would execute me the first day we met. Salieth laughed softly. I considered it. But when I saw your face, I saw someone who understood grief. Marcus nodded. Guess we both survived. Yes, she said. And now we build something better. Far away, the wreckage of old wars still drifted through space. But for the first time in many years, the future looked brighter than the past. And it began with one stubborn human who refused to kneel.